Hey beautiful people, good morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. My name is Winnie and you're welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be making this beautiful men's kaftan wear. Is trending right now and I thought to share it with you guys. So if this is what you would like to learn, definitely keep on watching and let's get to it. I love you. Hey beauty, welcome to my channel. So I'm using almost 2 yards of two trouser length of fabric to make this. It's not up to two trouser, but it's okay. So you make sure that it is on a vertical stripe and then you fold it into two and measure your body measurement. We measured a man's body measurement, so but your body measurement divided by 4 and use that to fold it. Once that was done, I went ahead to measure the length of my kaftan depending on how long you want it to be. Anywhere you want it to stop on your client's body, that's where you are going to measure. And then I'm cutting it right now. So make sure that you take note of the lines. It has to be on a vertical, it has to be vertical. The stripes have to be vertical. So make sure that you pin the material too, because it is very tricky and not so easy to work with. So now I folded the back also and I placed the front on it, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be increasing the back length by 4 inches and then I am going to cut it out. The back and front width is the same size. It's only the length that will be 4 inches longer. The back will be 4 inches longer than the front with 4 inches. So once I'm done cutting, we are going to start working on the neckline area. So I went ahead to pin my fabric, and on that part, that part is rhyming, so I went downwards by 3 inches. I'm going to be using that to create my shoulder slant. So I'm just going to connect from that place to the edge of the others of the folded side, and then I am going to cut it out. This is typically how to cut a man's senator wear too. You slant their shoulder because their shoulder is always broader than a female dress. So you move it downwards again and make sure that it is rhyming at the down part, and then we can start working on our shoulder and our neckline proper. So the first step to it is that the part that is longer, you are going to fold it on top of the front like so, with like half-inch overlap. You're going to fold it like that with half-inch overlap, and once that is done, then you can start taking your measurement. So the first measurement you're going to take is your shoulder measurement. Remember that we take our shoulder from the nape of their neck, the men's measurement from the nape of their neck to where I want it to stop. So the shoulder I'm using here is 10 inches. I'm just going to add half-inch to that, 10.5, and I'm also going to take my armhole depth of 10.5 inches. So now the next thing you're going to do is to mark the midpoint. After getting the midpoint, at that point you just come out by 1 inch and then you connect the curve like so. So once that is done, you will start working on the neckline. For the neckline, I'm going to go in by 2.5 inches and then you come down by 4 inches or 4.5 or 5 inches, depending on how wide the person's neckline is. You can measure the person's round neckline. So I measured mine and it was his round neckline was 18 inches. So I'm going to measure it. So I went down by 4.5 inches and then I measured it all round to find out if it was correct. I'm just trying to move my fabric so that you can see what I'm doing clearly. Don't measure from the excess part. Measure from where the fabric, the fold of the real fabric is starting. Then you are going to measure it all the way around with your tape. You are going to measure it all the way around with your tip like that. And once you have your desired neck, I have about 8.8 and a quarter or so here, and it was okay by me. Then I cut out my armhole. When you are cutting your neck, raise it up. Don't cut through. Don't cut the back. It's only the front you are going to cut. And when you are cutting the back, make sure that you are cutting only one piece of it, and that is it. We are done. So if you've gotten to this point and you are getting it, this is how your neckline and your shoulder is meant to be. So the next thing you are going to be doing is that we're going to be cutting our facing. One will be an inner facing and one will be an outer facing. So we don't need to slit the front part in the middle because we are going to be having a side zip for this. So now I'm just going to cut out the facing for the front part, which is just going to be a tiny inner facing just to turn the neckline so that it can be neatly done. So we already know how to cut out facing on this channel. We do that a lot. So I'm just cutting a tiny little piece. So I'm going to be using that to turn the front neckline. As for the back, it's going to be an outer facing. You'll understand later on in this video. Make sure that this facing is also vertical. Don't go and cut horizontal for a vertical dress. All right, so I'm just going to measure out 10 inches in length, and then I am going to place my back on it. I'm sorry that you cannot see it clearly here, but what I did was that I placed my back on it and then I cut out the neck and the shoulder. That's basically it, just the way we cut out the front facing. But for the back facing, you're going to cut the full shoulder length. You're going to cut out the full shoulder length for the facing. You can even cut it excess, so by the time you finish sewing, you can now trim off the excesses at the side, which is what I did here. So I'm just going to cut out a straight, cut the 10 inches length straight, and then we are done. So this is how the back facing is going to stay. So by the time we are done turning, it's going to be like that. See how beautiful it looks. So now we are going to place the back. The wrong side will be facing you, and then you place the right side of your facing on it, and then you turn it on the neckline. Then for the front, you place it right side facing right side, and then you sew it and use it to turn the neckline. So I've gone ahead to turn the neckline of the front, and I gave it a good ironing. That's how it looked. And for the back, I've gone ahead to sew the neckline also. After sewing the neckline, you should know that you place notches, so please, so that everything can align well. So now with the right side of the front facing you and the back side of the back facing you, like so, as you can see in this video, just place the shoulder of one side like that, and you're going to stitch it. The other part is going to be open because that's where we are going to be placing our zipper. So this is it. I've gone ahead to sew the shoulder, and then I'm going to just iron everything out. So after turning it to the right side, so everything is already on the right side. Now you're going to iron this neckline properly. After ironing, you are going to stitch the down part. Let me explain again. This is your back. You've already sewn the shoulder and you left one side open, so you're just going to turn it to the right side like that. After turning it, make sure that you align everything properly, you iron it out properly, and after doing that, you're going to fold that back part and just sew it down. So I've gone ahead to do that now. See how beautiful it's looking now. I've sewn the down part. So the next thing I'm going to be working with is to attach the zipper to the other part of the shoulder. But before then, I want to cut out the excess that I have on the sides so that everything can be fresh and clean. So after cutting out the excesses, the next thing you are going to do is to work on the zip part, the place you want to put the zip. You are going to place it right side facing right side like so, and then you are going to mark out 1 inch inwards from the armhole area like that. This is me marking the measuring the 1 inch inward, and then I'm going to measure half inch from the top, or about a quarter of an inch. So you're just going to stitch that side down. So once I've stitched it down like that, I am just going to go ahead and iron it out. Going to open it up like this and just iron the zip area so that it can be easy for me to work with. And then I am going to attach my invisible zipper to it, so to make it easy for the person to wear. So I've done that now. I've added my invisible zipper, and this was how it was looking. So the next thing you're going to do is to, from the down part, you're going to rhyme everything together like that. You need to make sure that everything is rhyming. You know, the back was longer than the front, so you're going to rhyme it together and place a notch. Those notches is where your sleeve is going to start from. All right, so you're going to place a notch like that. Once that is done, you open it up and attach your sleeve, and then you stitch it down. There's no paparazzi at the side. You can slit it with about 10 to 15 inches depending on how long you want it to be slitted. And then I'm going to do all of that off camera right now and iron it and show you the finished look. Wow. This was how it was looking. It was so nice, so clean and fresh. I loved it. And I slit it here with 15 inches, and then I hemmed every part. I also hemmed the down part. I ironed it out, and it was really beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. Till I see you in my next video. I love you and I care. Bye. Papa.